Hey guys, it is NCS Fan 001 here for another one of those trophy list analysis videos. Today's game is Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection, the remastered collection of Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2 for the PS4 and PS5. So, unlike certain games out there, hint hint, Tomb Raider, this one actually is going to give us a Platinum Trophy on both the PS4 and PS5 versions, thankfully. The game releases worldwide tomorrow, March 14th, 2024, and each version of the game will come with 45 trophies worth 1,290 points, 1 Platinum, 2 Golds, 12 Silvers, and 30 Bronzes. So let's go ahead and take a look at the list. So I do at first want to go ahead and point out that I have spent hundreds and hundreds of hours playing Star Wars Battlefront 2 over the years, probably well over 500 hours, possibly even coming closer to 1,000 hours in that game. It's probably the most I've spent on a singular game outside of the Fallout franchise. So I have a lot of experience with Battlefront 2, however I don't have a ton of experience with Battlefront 1. I didn't get to play it until much later in life, so I got a lot less experience with it. So the good thing for this trophy list is that most of it is Battlefront 2 related, which technically is good for me, but maybe not as good for some people out there if they prefer Battlefront 1. So our Platinum Trophy is called Martial Commander. It's unlocked by collecting all other trophies in the game. For those of you that are not, trophy hunters, maybe you're achievement hunters or very new to trophy hunting in general. So our first few trophies here are Bronze, Silver, and Gold. Attention, Sergeant on deck. Reach Sergeant rank. You'll call me Captain or Sir. Reach Captain rank. I'm no Jedi. Reach General rank. So to do those, you have to earn a certain number of medals to reach each of those ranks. To reach general rank, I believe it's around 300 total medals. Now, medals are things that you're going to be earning just by completing various objectives within the game, such as getting certain numbers of points or certain numbers of kills within a single life. And they make up an absolute majority of the trophy list, so don't worry, we will be talking about them quite a bit more here in just a moment. But getting 300 is really not a lot, given that you're going to need over 500 in order to get all of the other trophies in the game, so don't worry too much about that. So now we have a set of bronze trophies. There's one. Don't set for stun. Earn your first frenzy medal. Keep your enemies closer. Earn your first regulator medal. Shoulder fire. Very expensive. Earn your first demolition medal. In your sights. Earn your first marksman medal. You shot first. Earn your first gunslinger medal. Just call me fixer. Earn your first technician medal. Just like the simulations. Earn your first endurance medal. Good soldiers follow orders, earn your first Guardian medal, and one clone army, earn your first War Hero medal. So for these medals, you'll unlock them by doing certain tasks within a single life during any one game, and don't worry, you can earn several different types of medals. You can earn every different type of medal within a single game. You can earn medals multiple times within a single game, as long as the game's long enough to allow that to happen. So Frenzy medals require you to get 12 kills with the assault rifle as like a basic clone or just basic character type, class type, whatever you want to call it. It's just sort of the basic weapon. The regulator medals are for 8 kills with a shotgun in a single life. I believe it's 8 kills. I could be wrong on a couple of these numbers, but I'm pretty sure it's 8 kills with a shotgun in a single life. We're going to come back to demolition medals. Marksman medals are for getting 6 headshots in a single life with a sniper rifle. Gunslinger is for getting, I believe it's 4 kills with a sidearm, or it might specifically be a pistol. In plus or minus 1 kill, it's either 3, 4, or 5 kills with that weapon in a single life. Technician medals are for slicing into an enemy vehicle, in which case you pretty much disable it, if I remember correctly, and you only have to do it once to get a medal. Endurance, Guardian, and War Hero are related to getting a certain amount of points within a single life. I believe it's 8 points for Endurance, 16 for Guardian, and 32 for War Hero, but I could be a little bit off on that. But basically, you just have to get a lot of points in a single life. You can do that either by getting kills, or by capturing objectives, or by doing both, of course. So all of these trophies are very easy. You shouldn't have a problem with any of these. The only medal that's going to be kind of a problem is the Demolition medal, because that's the only one that I never maxed out on the original PS2 version, because honestly, I never really cared much for going for it. That one requires you to get 4 critical hits on vehicles in a single life, which is why I never went for it, because that one's a lot more challenging, or at least a lot more I guess just a lot more situational, honestly. I think that there's a way to do it really easily on Hoth, like fighting the AT-ATs, but I could be off on that, so don't take my word for it, but I believe that's the way you're supposed to do it. Now we get a big group of silver trophies. Unlock the Elite Rifle, reach Legendary Frenzy status. Unlock the Flechette Shotgun, reach Legendary Regulator status. Unlock the Remote Rocket Launcher, reach Legendary Demolition status. Unlock the Beam Rifle, reach Legendary Marksman status. Unlock the Precision Pistol, reach Legendary Gunslinger status. Unlock the Vehicle Regen bonus, reach Legendary Technician status. Unlock the Damage Reduction bonus, reach Legendary Guardian status, unlock the Increased Damage bonus, reach Legendary War Hero status, and unlock the Energy Regen bonus for reaching Legendary Endurance status. So to reach Legendary status with a weapon or with a medal, I'm almost 100% positive that it's 64 medals to get. Now, 64 is a lot for some of these. Like, for some of these, it's fairly easy depending on which weapon you like to use the most. But for other ones, this can be a very time-consuming one. If you end up dying a lot right before you get to 32 points, it might take a while for War Hero. Of course, Demolition is going to take absolutely forever, so that's going to be probably the grindiest trophy in the game. But the cool thing is, once you reach Legendary status, you can automatically get whatever the bonus is, whether that be a weapon or some kind of character boost, immediately upon spawning in as a given class, so that's actually pretty nice. Again, none of these trophies are particularly hard, they're all just extremely grindy, and I'll explain why they aren't too difficult a little bit later on the trophy list once we get to the end. But yeah, the Demolition Medal's the only one that I'm kind of worried about. So now we're on to our 2 lone miscellaneous trophies in the entire game. Execute Order 66. Defeat a Jedi hero by knocking them off the map in Star Wars Battlefront. I'm assuming that specifically means Battlefront 1. And from what I've read in some of the forums, the way heroes worked in Battlefront 1 was different. Again, it's been a long time since I played Battlefront 1. I don't really remember it that well. But I believe it's something along the lines of the heroes just like wander around the maps randomly. So you just have to knock one off the map. I'm not sure what the best way to do that is, but I'm sure that someone will have a video guide out for it pretty soon. Same with the next trophy, coming around Rogue Leader for taking down an AT-AT with the tow cables in Star Wars Battlefront. Presumably that's also Battlefront 1. I feel like I've at least tried to do this and maybe successfully did it in Battlefront 2 at some point, but I don't remember ever doing it in Battlefront 1. But again, I'm assuming that this trophy won't be too difficult, and I'm sure that you can set up conditions that'll be favorable for it, and I'm sure there will be guides for these trophies as well. So now we have a bunch more medals, and I'm not going to overly talk about these. We have Republic Command, Combat Engineer, Ordnance Specialist, Shadow Trooper, ARF Trooper, Bark Trooper, Shock Trooper, ARC Trooper, and Nova Corps Marine for reaching the elite of every status: Frenzy, Regulator, Demolition, Marksman, Gunslinger, Technician, Guardian, War Hero, and Endurance. So those are literally just the same thing that we pretty much already talked about, except that the elite status, I'm assuming that the elite status is maybe the 16, or not 16, 32 medals or something. I'm assuming it's below the other status because, well, as you can see, those are bronze trophies and the other ones are silver, so I'm assuming that's a lower status. I'm almost positive it's a lower status. So you'll earn those along the way to all those silver trophies. But now we actually have our last 3 non-multiplayer type trophies. The Cost of War, complete the Clone Wars campaign in Battlefront, that's a silver. Built on Hope, complete the Galactic Civil War campaign in Battlefront, that's another silver trophy. So those are for completing the 2 campaign modes in Star Wars Battlefront 1. Now, I think I did beat this campaign, or at least one of them back in the day, but again, it's not something I remember particularly well compared to Battlefront 2. I don't think there was anything too terribly hard about it, so it shouldn't be much of a problem. You might even be able to play it in co-op, because I know that that was how Battlefront 2 was. Speaking of Battlefront 2, the war left its scars on all of us. That is our last gold trophy for completing the Star Wars Battlefront 2 campaign. Now, Battlefront 2's campaign, I did beat back in the day, but only one time ever. And from what I remember, the later missions actually got pretty challenging. Basically, you're playing as the 501st Legion, and you're getting deployed to all sorts of different places around the galaxy. You have your objectives that are similar to normal Battlefront objectives, but sometimes deviate. to some degree, and you have generally limited numbers of reinforcements that you can call in throughout it, which could make it fairly challenging, especially if you got really unlucky with how your other people were playing. You could do it in co-op from what I remember, at least on the PS2 version, so maybe you can do that again on this version. I'm assuming it won't be horribly difficult because I was definitely a less skilled player back then, but it could be a little challenging at times. So, especially when you get to some of the later missions when you have pretty strict limits on the amount of reinforcements you can get. And then finally, we have a set of bronze trophies for reaching the veteran status in each category. Rebels Blast 'em for Frenzy, Up Close and Personal for Regulator. Next up, Death Star for Demolition, Don't Become My Enemy for Marksman, Sometimes I Amaze Even Myself for Gunslinger, All Too Easy for Technician, Someone Has to Save Our Skins for Guardian, Never Tell Me the Odds for War Hero, and I'm Not Finished Yet, Sir for Endurance. Now, what's going to make this Platinum Trophy relatively easy is that you should be able to earn virtually all of the trophies in Instant Action offline. Now, in Instant Action, this was basically your custom matches, if you want to call it that. You could customize a playlist of different maps you wanted to play, as well as game modes for them. And you could modify certain settings, so you could change like health and number of enemies and stuff like that, from what I remember. So you could modify it to make it more favorable to yourself, if that makes any sense. So most of these medals are not going to be particularly hard. They're just going to be extremely grindy. Remember, it's something like 64 of each medal, and there are 9 different types of medals, so that's over 540 total medals that you're going to need. So it is going to take a while. Like I said, though, you can obtain multiple medals, of course, per game. You can obtain every type of medal in a single game, multiple of each type in a single game if you're good enough and have enough time to do it. So none of those are going to be particularly hard. They're just going to be very time-consuming. I'm assuming that your progress for medals will carry over between playing both the online and the instant action modes. I believe you could also make progress in both the campaign and the Galactic Conquest mode. So that would, of course, speed things up. But yeah, overall, the Platinum Trophy looks like it's going to be pretty easy, pretty straightforward. But this is going to be a very time-consuming Platinum, especially things like the Demolition 64 medals, because that's just going to take a long time. I estimate this Platinum is probably going to be over 50 hours easily, possibly more like 100, especially since you have to do the 2 campaigns, or 3 campaigns, technically. So you have that to do as well. But regardless, I cannot wait for this game. I have wanted to play Battlefront 2 again for so long, and finally get the chance to do it. It comes out tomorrow, March 14th, and I will be playing it and live streaming it day one. Like I said, I can't wait. This is a game I've been so excited to play. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave me a like, subscribe, and ring the bell if you haven't already. Let me know how hyped you are for this particular game, and I will see y'all back here real soon, or tomorrow for that matter, for some more trophy content.